The story.
Here's the story we tell.
So the story was, Dad comes back. The microscope he wants is $30,000.
$30,000.
We don't have $30,000. So one of his clients was convinced that Dad saved his daughter's life. So he says, Harvey, how much is that microscope you want? He's like, it's $30,000. He's like, I don't have that money. He says, so we'll go with this one. So he says, I want you to come over to my house this weekend. And this guy lives in the middle of the desert. So the guy gets out a shovel and he walks around his backyard and starts digging up jars of money. Until he gives him $30,000 to buy his first microscope. It turned out the guy was next to marijuana drug runner. We don't ask questions.
His mom was. Doesn't make a difference. He's a wonderful man. If he's out there watching, you know who you
right
are.
now, Buck.
No names involved.
Not his real name.
So Dad was excited. He got his first microscope. Yes, $30,000 was the cost of the first microscope. And there's a picture in here at some point. Actually, there's a picture over there. Yeah,
Yes.
There's a picture over there on the board with Dad behind his first microscope. So he's so excited. And he comes running back, he's got his microscope, he doesn't know how to use it very well. And then something happens pretty traumatic in Dad's life, which was me. I got sick. I was about to go to college in a week. I got mononucleosis so bad I was showing minor signs of hepatitis. And I'm going to college. So Dad somehow finds a German physician on an Indian reservation in Scottsdale. So if you know the German guy is hiding on the Indian reservation, there's probably something good about him too, right?
We hope.
So Dr. Friedrich Plog comes into the picture now, and he does things with me that my dad has never seen before. He looks at my blood with the microscope, he takes some blood from me, he mixes it in this huge syringe with some remedies, he has me hold the syringe in my hand while he shoots it with a laser and I have to think happy thoughts. He then takes the needle this big and asks me to open up and say, ah. My throat was so swollen, I just wanted someone to cut a hole here so I could breathe. So please give me a shot. Now, Friedrich Plog flew in the Luftwaffe. He flew in Hitler's Air Force. Okay, so we now have my mouth open, a needle this big, the ex-Nazi, and the Jewish doctor. Have we seen these movies before, right? This was very surreal to me. He injects my tonsils with most of the remedy. He puts the rest in my butt. He tells my dad, Adam's going to be fine. He can go to college. The next day, my white cell count was down, like it was a miracle. My throat, I could breathe. The coloring inside my tonsils was much better. 3 days later, I went off to college, and Dad said to Dr. Plog, you're going to come work in my office. So he brings in Dr. Plog, and all of a sudden, Farrah Fawcett comes to the office, and Ryan O'Neal, and all these famous people are coming because they follow Dr. Plog around. And when the award ceremonies come on, the Grammys or the Emmys or whatever, they would find him and he would do rejuvenation things with them to make them look pretty, shiny, happy people. You know? So Dad did not learn much from Plog as much as he would have liked to. He would actually go in after hours and look through his records to kind of see what he was doing. Dr. Plog, at one point the Berlin Wall comes down and Dr. Plog goes back to Germany to find his family. So Dad now is lost again. He has no teacher and he doesn't know what to do. So as this happens, we do not believe in coincidences. Another German physician walks in the door, 4 foot nothing, high heels, long black cape, big red hair, a diamond encrusted cigarette holder, walks into the office and says, I am here. This is Silke Friedrich. We have 2 Friedrichs. So she does the microscope work as well. Now, as Dad and her are working together on clients, interesting things are going on. You have client on one side, or Silke on one side, Dad on the other side, client in the middle, and Dad would say things to the client, stomach, anything going on with your stomach, and Silke would shake her head. Anything going on like how's your emotions been, or have you had any traumatic episodes? Silke shakes her head. Eventually, lungs or break a bone or something, and she starts nodding.
So he had no idea what he was doing with the microscope at that point in time, and she was sitting behind the client and coaching him.
Yeah, she was coaching.
And at one point she says to the client, when did you break your arm? And the client says, I didn't tell you I broke my arm. So Dad's like, did you break your arm? She says, yeah. So he makes the client leave the room and says, how the hell did you know that? She says, look in the microscope. And there's a perfect picture of a broken arm. So she does this for about a year before Dad actually starts to believe it. Over and over and over again, she's seeing these images in the blood that are relating to what's going on in the person's body.
Dad, if you know our dad and you knew our dad, he was a skeptic. Not the jerk skeptic that just wants to test everything, but the one that says, I want to see this for myself. So it takes about a year for him seeing this till he finally really believes what's going on. She's seeing things in the microscope that are what the person needs dealt with. So he's thrilled. It's interesting because at one point Silke is out of the picture. These are the holograms that Dad is seeing in the blood now. And we actually hired private detectives at one point to see where Dr. Ploeg and Dr. Friedrich learned this work, and we do not know. So at this point, Dad is the only one in the world doing this work. There's no one else that's doing this. Silke's out of the picture. He's doing good stuff with the work, which is really nice. This is where his business is great, and Medicare shows up. Medicare says, hey, Dr. B, you're doing great work. You should provide Medicare, for your clients so that you can accept that in the office. Dad says, I don't know how to code for what I do. So they tell him how to code things. 2 months later, he's brought up on charges of Medicare fraud based on those codes. So we do have a book. Is that a medical conspiracy book over there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Conspiracies are all very interesting until they happen to you.
It's something like 175 counts of fraud, totaling $3,500. They called it a felony, and he was forced to give up his license at that point in time. It was the lowest Medicare felony conviction rate in history at that point. Senator Bill Frist, at the same year, had a $600 million Medicare fraud misdemeanor, which he wrote a check for.
Yes, so out to get our dad.